You're not going to go a full day and then have, this is a really just honest review. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to give you my full honesty, no bias. I want to really give you a real review, and I know the production may not be crazy. I'm sitting here, I don't have all these fancy things behind me, but I want to just be a real review, someone who is a real person using it day to day. And so this is going to be 24 hours using the iPhone Air, and let's just get right into it. So to start out, I wanted to be pretty transparent. I've been using a case for it when I go outside. The reason is I'm just really cautious when it comes to my own devices. Now, does that defeat the purpose of having an iPhone Air? I guess that's really up to you to decide, but this case is super light, got on Amazon. But when you see the iPhone Air in person, right, when you're actually holding the iPhone Air, this is by far the thinnest device I've ever owned. I've never owned a device that is this thin, and that is literally just a factor that I think a lot of people are downplaying and just making it seem like you're paying more money for a thinner phone that doesn't have the same features as the base model, which is true. But when you hold this in your hand, when you're walking around, when you're watching content, when you have it in your pocket, you literally forget that it's there. And I can't remember a device that I've had that has made me have that feeling. The titanium is awesome. You guys saw Jerry Rig. That guy put a ton of pressure on it, trying to bend it. This is a really tough phone, and I love that it's the only device that actually has titanium, because all the other models this year have aluminum. And I just really like titanium. It's a very strong, I believe it's grade 5 titanium. So I love that they decided to keep this with the Air and just have such a strong phone, which is just awesome. So what has the battery life been like? I'm sure that's one of the main questions that a lot of you are asking. And I think it's a very valid thing. And I also was really curious before I bought it. So I'm not going to say the battery life is the same as the Pro Max or the Pro. And it's not. You're not going to go a full day and then have 10 to maybe 20% left. What I've noticed from charging it at night, waking up 100%, I've been able to, if I'm watching YouTube, if I'm going on Instagram, I'm taking photos, I'm recording content, because a lot of the content that I make, I'll record fingerboarding videos, stuff like that. I've been able to get up to probably, or have it at 20% by the time I go to bed. So the battery life is actually really good for this device. And I was really worried about it before I bought it. I watched a lot of reviews and people are like, this only gets 7 hours of battery life. And in my head, I'm like, oh no, what have I done? Why have I ordered this? But I'm actually really, really just shocked at how good the battery is for a device that is this light. And I'm really impressed by it. So the only thing that I could recommend to you is if you're someone who is like a big gamer, let's say you record a ton of video content, talking like 4K, you take photos all the time. If you're just someone who's a really heavy user when it comes to phones, I wouldn't recommend this because this isn't designed to be that kind of phone. And I think the issue that a lot of people are having when trying to decide is they're comparing this to the Pro Max. The Pro Max is a very different kind of phone. Obviously, this is in the lineup of devices, but this is not the Pro Max and this is not the Pro. And I think the argument could be better said for the 17 versus the Air, but when people compare a camera that has three different cameras, there's no reason to compare. But who is this device for? I think this is a device for people who want something innovative, want something light. They're tired of holding a heavy phone in their hand like the Pro Max. And it's just a really cool, different phone. It doesn't feel like the typical iPhone that we're always used to, having the same thing every single year. And it performs really well. And that's the next thing I wanted to get to. Performance is really fast. It's super fluid. Any app that I've used, it is faster than my 15 Pro Max. It just works really well. iOS 26 is incredible with this device. I love the liquid glass, and I'm just really impressed with how fast this is. I know it has the A19 Pro chip. There's one core that's missing. At the end of the day, this is a very fast phone, so I'm really happy about that. So in terms of performance, you are not missing out on anything. This is a really fast device. I've used apps like Instagram, YouTube, everything is super great. Now let's talk about the camera. This is again another thing that people are like, why would you compromise for a thing? And I'll be honest, I think it's kind of true. I do wish that this had a wide angle lens. I'm not going to say, oh, it's fine. No, I think it is annoying that this doesn't come with a wide angle lens. But is it something that I needed in my life? And the answer is no. But again, if you do, this, in my opinion, isn't the phone that you should be getting. I'm completely fine with a 1x and 2x zoom, so I don't have an issue with that. But the camera itself is really, really good. I actually love the quality. I think it's honestly better than my 15 Pro Max. And I love, obviously, with the new phones, the front-facing camera, which is really, really good quality. I think that is one of the best upgrades they've made across the board. So I love Apple for doing that. The back of the phone, even the front, there's the new ceramic shields, the anti-glare. I'm not going to say the anti-glare is a million times better than before, but it definitely is pretty noticeable. If you're someone who really doesn't want anti-glare, I would recommend the Samsung S25, I think it is. But the anti-glare is really good, and I'm not worried about having this phone get scratched. I love to put screen protectors on my phone, but I feel like even if you didn't have that on there, you're going to be fine. Jerry Rig also did another test scratching it, and it was really impressive. So that's great. Now, the next issue, the speaker. Guys, I will be honest, I fully blame a lot of reviewers for making this seem like the speakers are the worst thing ever. The speakers are honestly really good on this device. Speaker, having one speaker. I've not noticed any difference in terms of quality. I think the only thing is with the Pros or even the 17, you're probably going to have more bass, but I don't really listen to music on here. I do listen to YouTube videos. Most of the time I'm holding it here. So if you are going to hold it horizontally, it's not going to be that much of a difference. You're just going to hear it more from one side. But I've not had any issues with it, so it's not a problem for me. And I feel like reviewers made it seem like it's horrible, and it's really not. Like, it sounds good. I don't want to get copyrighted, but trust me, it sounds good. So besides that, what do I have to say about this device? I love the Air, I'll be honest. I'm going to use it for a week. But so far, I really, really like it. If I had to say any concern or something that I do wish was better, I would probably just say the battery. I feel like it would be amazing to have a battery that is something like in the Pro, but let's be honest, this is a really thin device. So am I saying it because I'm worried about it? No, but I do wish, obviously, the phone had a better battery, but then you're compromising the weight. So, what I think the Air is, it's very innovative. Yes, you are compromising for things that are in a base model that is cheaper. If I was trying to make excuses, that's the truth. The 17 by far is the best value in terms of a phone. But if you're looking at a beautiful display, you're looking at a really thin phone, it's innovative. It's just cool. The feeling that I think about is if you owned a car and you really like your car, and every day you go out and you see it and you smile and you're like, I love that car. That's the feeling that I get with the iPhone Air. When I had the Pro Max, it does the job, but it's a Pro Max. There's not really much to it. The iPhone Air is just so different. It's really cool. Reminds me of devices like the iPod Nano that were super thin, the MacBook Air. It's just innovative. And this strikes me, and this makes me feel like the old Apple is coming back again. So I really, really love it. But yeah, what I would say is if you want something different, go for the Air. This is a really solid device. I've not had any issues whatsoever with it. I do think that when you're looking at performance videos and when I was watching people test the battery, all the videos are very inconsistent because they're never the same. But also, are you really going to be putting your phone to the max limits with everything? And that's really a question that you have to go for. I think at the end of the day, I would still go with the Air again. I think that if a battery is a really big concern for you, go for the Pro Max. And if you're just looking for all-around value, if you're on a budget and you're like, I want the most value in my iPhone for what I'm paying for, I think without any question, the iPhone 17 is going to bring you that most value. But again, why do I like Apple? I like them because they're innovative, they're different, and that's why I wanted to get the Air. So please comment down below. Any questions you have for real, just comment and I will answer them. All about being transparent, being unbiased, and yeah, it's a great device. I love it. And thanks so much for watching. So take care. Bye. I guess for the thumbnail, we'll do this.